another movie I saw immediately after was a movie called Awful Nice. And this was actually in the Ritz Theater, which is, it reminds me a lot of Bear's Place, because you can go and watch a movie and also get food at the same time. But it's actually more in a theatrical sense, because Bear's Place, the seating is all, crazy. And, it's fun. But this is different. This is a sort of theatrical setting, and you go and sit down and you can order food. This movie is about two brothers. Their father dies, and he leaves them a lake house in his will. And so these brothers are on completely opposite sides of the spectrum. One of them is married, has children, and has a steady job. The other guy is just crazy. Like he's just unhinged and very hard to control. And so you're playing with that dynamic. This is a comedy directed by Todd Squire, who was there at the beginning, but I didn't stay because I was like just beelining towards another movie, and that's just how things are.
That happens many times during South by.
Yeah, I think it was the only Q&A I didn't sort of catch afterwards. But essentially, you've got things like the brother's crazy to the point where like he wears a tuxedo to the funeral.
Okay.
Looks very strange. And so it's like, okay, I'm on board this. Like it's very funny. There's also another joke that I think I told you about, is that they're going through their parents' old stuff in the basement, and I think the crazy brother, he's the younger brother, so if I reference him in that case, that's why. He is the younger brother, actually, because they talk about that. And he's obsessed with Alonzo Mourning, the NBA former NBA star, which I thought was very funny. That's actually, I think, how this movie got started. I think that was a short film. There was a short film about Alonzo Mourning and his obsession with it, and then this sort of like branched from that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the connection of how this movie got made. But they're going through this stuff, and the younger brother says, "Oh, hey, I found Mom and Dad's old bowling ball." And then there's like a pause, and he says, "I wonder if it still works." And it's just like, so there's really like moments of brilliance in it, but there's too much of it. That was my big issue. Actually, I think out of all the movies I saw, this was my least favorite. I would say maybe in terms of the comedies that I saw, or at least the narrative films. It's just excessive at times. It's just unnecessary. It's like trying to be different, but it doesn't need to be that different. And you can kind of tell this director's playing with a lot of bit players that he normally does. Like I just got that overall sense like, oh, this guy's probably in every one of his movies he's ever done. And it's not necessary. And then Christopher Maloney plays this friend of their father's that is like supposed to give them a check when they sell the house. But he's wearing like these aviator glasses, this horrendous wig, and has this like really strange accent. And it's like, he doesn't even need to be in the movie. It's like, what are you doing, Christopher Maloney? It was very strange. He really took me out of the movie. And then there's like this strange Russian mafia subplot in Branson, Missouri, because that's where the movie's set. Okay. So it's like, if you've ever been to Branson, it's very much like Vegas of the Midwest.
Yeah.
But I think that's maybe what they were trying to play off of, and I don't know. It was too excessive. Like, if anything, they could have pulled back on it a little bit, and it'd have been really funny. And what's unfortunate is that the end of the movie is so satisfying, but everything leading up to it is just like, no, I can't give you this. I cannot give you this ending. You did not earn it. Yeah. So I thought it was funny. I thought there was some really fun moments. But it's just like, this brother's so crazy that I can't. And the other guys lived with him his whole life to the point where he can't anticipate that he's about to do something even crazier, and he allows him to do it. He's just like destroying property. Yeah. And the older brother's just like letting him do it. And it's like, okay, I get that to a certain extent. You love your brother. Yeah. But at some point, you got to be responsible, So it was a little strange in that sense. It was just a little too crazy. But again, it's called Awful Nice. I do believe this director and he might have even been an actor in the movie. I think he was. I think he was a bit player. I think he has a future. I'm just thinking that there's still some tooling that needs to go on before he really kind of opens it up and makes it pretty big. But he's got a couple other movies under his belt, so he's got the experience. It's just that this could have been tweaked a little bit to at least suit my needs.
Yeah. Okay. A Place for Film is recorded at WFIU Studios in Bloomington, Indiana.